Welcome to my channel. Today I'll just discuss about the SAP ERP. SAP is very important and I will just tell you how the configuration will happen. So it is an enterprise structure in SAP. Like enterprise structure in SAP refer to the organizational framework that represent the hierarchical arrangement of business unit within an enterprise, and it provides the structure of managing and organizing the data. So process and reporting of SAP, let's explore the SAP that ERP, and in detail we have some commonly used T codes related to each component. Like for client, T code is SCCA. So here the client SAP represent an independent and self-contained unit within the SAP system. The company code like T code OX02. So like plant code is OX10. Storage location is like T code is SAP is based on your transaction code. Otherwise you can use the transaction code, or you can go in a pathway. So like for example, sales organization, the T code will be OVX3. So the transaction code is used to create and maintain the sales organization in SAP. So in the distribution channel, again the T code is OVX5. So it will create and maintain your distribution channel in SAP. For the division, we have our T code is OVX4. These notes I prepare ki if you are able to, if you will learn SAP, so the basic steps, these are the things is involved. So here a step-by-step guide on how to create an enterprise structure in SAP along with an example scenario like client, create a client. So open SAP logon and log in with your user credential. Go to SAP easy access screen, enter the transaction code, and start the new entry. So example is given. So define the company code. Each company transaction code is like OX02 and press enter. Then again you have to generate a code screen and new entry, and then company ID and how to assign with the country with the company code, and save changes with the company. For example, for the US, create a company code like US01, and for Germany you have to create a company code like D01. So client plant, how again you have to enter the transaction code, that is a OX10, or press enter, and then plant screen, click the new entry, then enter the plant detail, plant ID, relevant information, then assign the corresponding company code to each plant and the save changes. So example like create a plant US01 for the United States and the plant DE01 for Germany. Then next is define storage location. Key enter the transaction code, again it is given like OX09 and the press enter. Then if you will directly go to the screen where the storage location screen will be there, and the started new entry. And then the storage location ID, location name, assign the relevant plan to each location and save changes. So here example is given. Same thing, set up the cells, your organization, distribution channel, division, and the transaction code is OVX3 and press enter. In the sales organization screen, again click the new entry button, and you have to write the ID and the transaction code. After setting up the enterprises structure in SAP, you can proceed with the following step, like how to configure organizational element. Like for example, such as purchasing organization, storage condition based on your business requirement. Assign these element in the respective company code, plant and sales organization, and set up the market data. So create a market data and record. You should know having the vendor and material and using the transaction code such as XD01 create customer, XK01 create vendor, MM01 create material. So assign the relevant master data record to the appropriate organizational unit. Then again define organizational assignment. So establish the relation and assignment between the different organization, and you have to link with the company code and storage location to plant. Again, it is a continue how to configure the business process. So here the test and validate. Then again, stepwise guidance is there for enterprise structure. In this, the scenario I gave like enterprise structure. Step one, create a client, add with the company code, then tag company, create a plant, storage location, set up sales organization, channel division. Step two, how the proceeding with the accounts payable, AP. So again, the how you will create a vendor master data, then XK01, then define the accounting group for vendor, and then again configure with the number range. Then number range should be unique, and then again term of payment, type of tolerance group of the vendor, create a purchase order, vendor invoice. So these thing is there, and the transaction code is given, that you it will be help, because if you know the transaction code, then in SAP, if you log on, you are able to see from the transaction code, or either you can go by the pathway. Step 3, proceeding with accounts receivable, AR. Then again, we have a transaction code. Then this is receivable means group for the customer. What is the number range? 1000 to 2000, but it will be unique. Then you have a term of payment. Then how the you have to create the group of customers, sales order, invoice. Then again, this is the relevant information. Then important note, to keep the transaction code mentioned above, one used to SAP ERP, that it is a very depend on the SAP version and configuration. So it is important to consult with your organization or SAP administrator, because I am a SAP service provider, and and I am a SAP trainer. So I'm giving a training, SAP training, in my organization where I am working in Ramaya. So there I trained MBA student and BBA student. So these things is very important. So here the stepwise guide how to create data classification in SAP, and both as a user and as a consultant. So if you are a user or if you are a consultant, you should know ki login in your SAP system with your user credential, login ID and password, then navigate to the desired transaction or data entry. Then how to enter, because SAP, first you should know the configuration, and after configuration you should know the entry. So in this, the classification is very important. And as a consultant, again you have to log in a consultant credential and access the SAP customizing menu, SPRO, and press enter. Then again, menu will come. Then again, how the material management, sales and distribution, financial accounting, cost controlling, and within the configuration node, how you will categorize an attribute and their values defined, assign attribute, define the value and code, and save the configuration setting to activate the data classification in the SAP system. So these are the training is required for SAP, but this will give you a basic knowledge, like IMG implementation guide, how the control SAP login with the user credential, SPRO, how they enter. So this is given. And again, this all about the node key. Additionally, what are the whoever is the proper authentication and system access right to access and make changes in the IMG. So administrator, how they are doing, and how the global setting is happening with the user credential. Here I give some example for SAP. You are able to download this, so for your reference, and slide will help you to uh, while using the SAP software. So that time you are able to see the transaction code and you are able to do your work. So thank you.